entirely up to you." "I'm not looking to disappear entirely," Dick clarified. "I'm looking for a safe house, an unassigned apartment, somewhere I can set up shop while I figure this shit out. The people that are after me thrive on technology. You think that if I file an AJS report and go into witness protection that they won't hack the system and find me?" "Hold on. Who's hacking the system?" Tara asked. Dick ignored her, not wanting to open that can of worms. He knew a handful of people who were doing just that, and he had used every single one of them at some point in his career. Was he any better than they were? "Tara, please, you must know of somewhere, a few days to a week tops, a safe place where they can't find me, free from technology and prying eyes." Tara considered this as she clutched her cup with both hands and narrowed her eyes at Dick. She took a long sip and finished the drink before setting the cup aside, then propped a hand on her hip. "I'll ask one more time. What the hell have you gotten yourself into, Dick?" Dick shrugged. "When I find out, I'll let you know. Please, Tara. I'll give you the one thing you've always wanted." Tara's eyebrow raised. "Your head on a pike?" Dick laughed, then shook his head. "Leverage over me. I'll owe you a favor. You know as well as I do that I'm true to my word." Tara's shoulders softened. "Fine." "Fine?" "Fine," she confirmed. "I know a place. Hold on. Let me get dressed, and I'll take you there." They drove in relative silence until they pulled up outside the AJS precinct. Morning had come, and the building was a hive of activity. Civilians walked into and out of the building, presumably filing their cases. AJS officers wandered to vehicles in metallic blue bodysuits, armed and ready for action, and the constant wail of sirens added a dissonant orchestra to this side of town. Dick wore dark glasses and kept his head low the entire journey there. He peeked through the windows of Tara's blue Jaguar F-Type, hunting for anyone who might be following them or any suspicious activity that indicated they were in any danger. There was nothing of note that he could detect. Still, when Tara exited the vehicle and left him sitting inside behind the tinted windows, Dick couldn't help but feel as though time moved slowly, and he was being watched. Tara returned a few minutes later. "Sorry that took so long. I had to find a way to sign out the keys without arousing suspicion." She gave Dick a hard look where he ducked in his seat. "You know the windows are tinted." "You can never be too careful. I know a guy who dishes out tech that can see through these kinds of shields." Once again, Tara asked, "Dick, what are you up against?" Dick remained tight-lipped. Tara pulled out of the AJS parking lot and sped out onto the streets. The radio was silent, and the Jaguar's engine was loud. She stop-started at the traffic lights and navigated her way to the edge of the city proper until they reached a part where the buildings weren't so tall, and apartment buildings were interspersed with large production factories and warehouses. The neatly kept roads of the main city became simple gray strips of tarmac, and foot traffic all but ceased. Dick glimpsed Atlantica's coastline in the distance, a white strip of sand veiled thinly by the fog. Beyond that, the sea was a murky blue. Tara parked beside an abandoned warehouse, the corrugated sheeting of its walls covered in an array of graffiti. Its windows were boarded up, and a "Sold" sign stood crooked on the corner by the road. Tara exited the vehicle and gave a cursory glance around. Satisfied, she ushered Dick out of the car. Dick closely followed as they walked up a small ramp that led to a door. It might once have been an office, but it had done nothing but collect dust ever since its closure. Tara unlocked 3 separate mechanisms, threw a final glance behind, then entered the building. Dick drew a deep breath. "It stinks,"